Hello, this is Acidic Dram. Today is Tuesday, June 21st in the year of 2022. Got a new haircut today. I had an appointment and I had some extra time and got a nice haircut. Look at that, looking sharp. Looking sharp. So yeah, I took this afternoon off between 2 and 5 for an appointment, and my appointment wrapped up pretty quick. So drove by my barber shop, and my my second favorite barber in New Jersey had an opening, and I went to him, and he cut my hair pretty dang good. I got my last 2 cuts from him. Yeah, he's good. I like this guy. He made everything look flattering to my hair, so to my head. And it actually makes my face look a little bit thinner. I might be losing a little bit of weight anyway, because my face does look, trimmer. And I'm finding it a little bit easier to move around and whatnot. My legs swelling has gone down quite a bit, so I feel like I have been losing weight. So we will see how this keto diet is working. Let me show you what Amy made for dinner tonight. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's like a chicken, like with cream cheese, and I think there's like some onion powder mix in there. But it smells friggin' fantastic. So can't wait to dive into that for dinner tonight. And I don't even know if you saw that on the video. And yeah, so anyway, if you saw a mess over here on the side where my soda can was laying on the side, I apologize. But anyway, doesn't matter. Don't have much new to say today. But yesterday it was kind of funny. We had yesterday off from work, so I took my drone out and I went down to Monksville Reservoir to fly around. And there was this dude that was just sitting down, and I think he was like sunbathing or something. But anyway, he looked like a normal dude. Came back, he's going to his car, and I said, "Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?" Just being friendly and stuff. And I ended up getting into like a 15-minute conversation, which I don't mind. I don't mind getting in conversations with people, but this guy was a little bit off. He was claiming he was NSA, CIA, Navy SEAL, but he didn't. He was trained to fight with his hands only because he was a Mormon, and it's against his religion to use guns and firearms to kill people with that. But he can kill people with his bare hands. So I hope this guy gets help. And yeah. So anyway, I was nice to him. He's the type of person that you want to be nice to, polite to, just because you never know. It might be a little out there. So anyway, it was a nice conversation for what it is. But he was kind of off anyway, because when I was flying my drone, he goes, "Yeah, I have this couch at home and I put 6 fans on it, and I fly my couch over NFL stadiums to watch football games for free." Yeah, that's a novel story, because if that ever did happen, I would have seen it on ESPN, and the guy would have probably been arrested and been all over the news. So bull crap. But anyway, that reminded me of of incidents in my earlier youth, in my earlier life, to where I used to make up, shit, make up stories, make up lies, just because my life was boring, and everyone else seemed like they're having a fuller life, better time than I was. And I'm a person who spends time to himself quite a bit, and I don't mind spending time by myself or anything. I don't mind it that much. It sucks because I do have a couple good friends that we used to play a lot of video games with on Fridays and whatnot, and that kind of fell through like 4 years ago, and it just kind of dwindled from then. I went from a core group of like 10-12 people that went down to like 8 people, that went down to 6 people, then it went down to 4 people, then it went down to 0 people. and that sucked because that used to be like my Friday night entertainment. You know, I used to enjoy playing you know, video games with the guys and whatnot, and but it just got too it just got too fucking serious. It got too, you know, fucking annoying and whatnot. So I kind of like turned my back on it the last few years. But I have a couple buddies that were striking up a conversation to maybe start playing a game, you know, weekly, bi-weekly. But I think they're full of, I hope they're not full of shit, because I kind of miss that, and I miss hanging out with those two guys. And, you know, there's a third dude that we want to get included that we haven't gamed with him for a long time. So hopefully us four can get together and play that Tiny Tina's Wonderland. I heard there's some good things about it. I heard there's some bad things about it, but it's a Borderlands game. And that Tiny Tina's DLC in Borderlands 2 was the best part of that game, in my opinion. So we'll see how that happens. Hopefully we can iron down a date or two. And I'm not going to buy it until we get a confirmed date, because one of the dudes is pretty unreliable. I love you, man, but you have a busy life and you overpromise a lot of stuff. But anyway, back to what I was saying, is that I used to make up lies and whatnot, and you know, I feel bad about that, because I have a friend back from high school. We used to hang out quite a bit, and he's been posting some gratitude. I hope you don't mind me saying your name. His name's Chris. I won't say last name or whatnot, but he's been posting this daily gratitude photo of him and one of his friends that he's grateful for. And he's been posting some good ones. And there's this one, I won't say their names, but there's this one where he posted today, the 21st. And if you looked up the definition of friendship in a dictionary or Wikipedia, you would see a picture of these two guys. I judge any friendship I had. I would measure it between these two gentlemen. They're great guys. They really are. And you know, I like that these guys they're great guys. Especially this Chris guy. He's a cool dude. And you know, I feel bad that I lost touch with him. You spent a lot of time together in the early 90s, you know, hanging out. Remember one summer, I think it was 92 or 93, maybe 94. I don't know if it was 94. Maybe 94, I don't know. We used to hang out a lot, and we actually used to play Risk a lot with and this other dude. And we used to play it almost every afternoon. It was during a summer of rain. I remember everything was flooded that year. And we used to play, you know, Risk. And there's one of the hardest I've ever laughed was once where Chris had only one country left. It was Congo in Africa, and we were playing, and I can't remember who was attacking. I don't know if it was me or this other dude. But he's getting all arrogant and cocky and stuff, and he's saying, "Yeah, no one's gonna bring me down. This Congo wall's undefeated." And of course, he lost on the next turn, and he dumped this phrase, "eat crow," which I'd never heard before, but I literally almost died. That's the second hardest I've ever laughed in my life. It was. I think I almost died laughing that hard. That was a good one, and we actually got spun into making a screenplay, and we shot a movie, a little short film, you know, based on that event, and it was called Games. I wish that it could get online, because it was pretty funny. It was a lot of fun. It was a good time. I wish that I wasn't too much of a chicken shit and would have been in the movie, but even back then, I was so full of my own bullshit that, you know, I never had such a low opinion of myself that I didn't trust that people I liked would actually like me for me. So I used to make up bullshit to make my life a little bit, you know, more spicy. But to me, it wasn't like painfully obvious that I was lying. But, you know, thinking back on it, yeah, it was pretty blatantly obviously that the shit that I was saying wasn't jiving with them. But, you know, they still hung out with me and whatnot, and I kind of felt bad about it because I kind of like cut myself off from them. There was like one thing is like I kind of cut myself off, and I was telling myself that I was cutting them off because it's like, well, they have, you know, they all went to college. I didn't go to college, and I never really bothered them during the college term because I always felt that they needed their time to, you know, for their studies and whatnot, and they didn't have time for me to hang out with them or not. But, you know, it was a combination of both things. You know, I respected them quite a bit, but I wasn't really respecting them because, you know, I could have just been the normal, boring me, and that would have been enough. But I think it is too. I mean, it was rough growing up in a, you know, single, you know, basically being grown up in a single parent house, and, you know, not really, you know, having my only, you know, entertainment being, you know, my only company being, you know, my mom, you know, my grandfather, my grandmother, aunts and uncles, and, you know, occasionally hanging out with the neighbor kids in where I grew up, and then moving to a town, you know, 300 miles away, not knowing anybody, and literally being, you know, feel like I'm being persecuted, you know, literally be taken out of your comfortable little nest and throwing into a strange world where you don't know the rules, you don't know the people, and then you realize half the people in that town are all related to each other, and then those people who are not related to each other, you know, they know each other, they know everybody, so it's a really an inside community, and, you know, moving into that territory was rough, you know, because you're an outsider. Even if you, and that's my perceptive. I mean, people who grew up in that town may not see that. But you know what's funny about that town is that I like it. I liked it a lot because of the people that I knew. And they were good guys, you know, good girls too. And the thing that kind of saved me in, you know, my, you know, mid to late teenage years was music. And, you know, I had you know, what's funny is I will say friends in high school, but, you know, I wouldn't say I had that BFF friend, a tight, close-knit friend, because I always have walls up because I don't want people to know me. And it's hard for me to, you know, make that, you know, that intimate contact with people. And it's hard for me to be vulnerable in front of people. And so that wall that I had up all the time, and also the making up bullshit, you know, it's not a good combination. You know, it was lonely in my high school years. You know, I had, you know, friends that never went to parties, never got invited to parties. And it's whining and stuff, but I'm not upset about it because that's how life is. You know, you invite, you know, and even growing up even where I grew up in that town, because I really wasn't, you know, I wasn't really involved in too many people's lives, like in friends and whatnot. Because I remember that I'd always feel bad about like my classmates in Jefferson Elementary in the Quad Cities in Bettendorf. The kids would have birthday parties and stuff, and they'd always talk about, hey, you gonna go? But I never got invited. And that hurt. You know, it happened to me too when I moved to my second hometown that I grew up in. I wasn't invited to birthday parties and stuff. But, you know, what are you gonna do? He said it didn't really bother me. You know, I didn't have birthday parties either, so I didn't invite people to my birthday parties either. But I didn't expect it to go down that path. Anyway, I got to get back to work. I only took the hours between 2 and 5 off today to take a doctor's appointment and, you know, to smash this haircut out. So I'm going to let it at that. Hope you all are having a good Tuesday. I will drop a video tomorrow. And anyway, that's it. Hope you're enjoying the drone videos. I had to get confidence in the drones. I'm still kind of afraid flying it. That's why everything's been like so high in the air. I drove by the reservoir today where I flew yesterday, and I was looking at the ground level, and there's some really nice scenes I want to shoot, but I'm going to work on that, getting a little bit more confident flying it. So, getting a little bit more lower angles, maybe making shorter, planning out my flight, making it shorter, planning out the flight, make it shorter, get a little bit of chunks in at once, and learning how to edit those, and put it, smaller clips into a bigger clip to make it more interesting. That's something I'll have to learn because I know fuck all about it. Anyway, I will let y'all go, and I'll catch y'all later. Have a good one. Bye.